Okay. I think I'm hearing it a little differently in my head now.
Yeah, popcorn it's
Popcorn is a good snack. The main thing that's a problem with popcorn is how much butter we put on it. So if you can go sparingly on the butter, that will be a helpful thing. And then it'll really let your antioxidants shine through. And that means that there are certain substances in the kernels of the popcorn, not in the white puffy part, but in the annoying part, that is actually good for you. So it's a good thing to continue to eat. We look at 3 cups of popcorn with very little fat on it as the equivalent as a slice of bread. So it's a lot of popcorn for not very many calories. A lot of people might pop that air popped and then they might spritz it with something like an olive oil in a spritzer and Parmesan cheese, and you can do all kinds of fun stuff with it.
But easy on the salt.
Easy on the salt. Yeah, that's a good way to go.
All right, well.
Yeah, and if you're going to pop your own on the stove, you can do it really easily with canola oil and the kernels you bought at the farmer's market.
So that's going to be healthier than the prepackaged microwave stuff.
You're right. Who knows what's in that all the time? You might see a lot of chemical names, and it's probably not the best way to go. It certainly works when you're in a hurry.
Yep, absolutely.
And try to go low fat if you can. This is the time of year when we start thinking about what we're going to plant in our gardens and what kind of produce we might get, and I'm always thinking about the nutrition behind those things. So we're having new things come into season. As the citrus fruits go out, then we have other things coming in that will replace their nutrients. If you're buying kind of along with the seasons, some of you are probably even trying to buy local. But you're not getting citrus local and you're not getting berries yet, but that's what we'll be looking forward to pretty soon here in the spring, and certainly the leafy greens that come out of the garden.
So if you're going to plant a garden, what are some of the best things to put in it?
If you are a seasoned gardener, you're going to know more than I do.
I'm not so much.
We've got my first year of a square-foot garden, so I'm getting very excited about researching that. And the beauty of that is that it's very small, and you can reach right in and get what you want, and you can harvest as you go. So I'm thinking, of course, tomatoes would be a good way to go. But I'm also thinking that greens might be something to look for. You know, some kind of a garden green that I can just put in a little row there. Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens.
Is there something, good source of calcium plants you can put in?
Well, the problem with a lot of the calcium, other than broccoli is a very good source of calcium, is that there's another substance in a lot of these greens that actually bind on to the calcium. And you might have heard of it. It's called oxalic acid. And some people might have heard of it because they might have had a calcium oxalate kidney stone, and it could be related to this compound that binds up the calcium and then your body can't use it, as in spinach. Mm-hmm. So we don't always rely on those as much. Really? And the other greens like collard greens, kale, mustard are very rich in calcium, but they're not always the most common ones that we eat in this part of the country.
We're getting outside now too. The sun is coming out. Vitamin D, do we need to take a supplement if we're getting outside?
We're still at the wrong angle of the sun.
Okay.
Yeah, until we see that sun really in our face, it'll probably be June before we're actually in a good range of vitamin D sun here. But certainly get out and enjoy the season.
All right, we had some trouble with our phones. Sorry we couldn't get to them, but now the calls are coming in. So if you're on the line, stay there. Deb will talk to you off the air. Great advice. Good luck with the garden. I want an update on that.
You're going to be hearing about it.
Okay,
you bet.
An update on that.